go over a quick presentation about that. Don't be a victim, personal safety and crime prevention. Again, my name is Community Outreach Officer Katie Watts. The crime triangle. So there are three aspects to crime and the opportunity for crime. So you have the desire to commit the crime, the ability to commit the crime, and the opportunity to commit the crime. The crime triangle continued. The crime triangle identifies three factors that create a criminal offense: desire of a criminal to commit a crime, the target of the criminal's desire, and the opportunity for the crime to be committed. You can break up the crime triangle by not giving the criminal the opportunity. The opportunity for the crime to occur is what we want to work on. It's something that is in our control. Stay alert and use good judgment by knowing whom and what is around you at all times. You can avoid becoming an easy target. Remember, awareness is the key to your safety. The 4 Ds of crime prevention: deter, detect, delay, and deny. You're going to detect or deter the criminal from attacking, preying, or taking from us. You're going to detect them before they have the chance to attack or victimize us. You're going to delay them before they achieve their objective. Delaying increases their chance of getting caught. And you're going to deny them the access and the opportunity to the target. Personal safety. Unfortunately, there are no guarantees in life, and 100% security doesn't exist. There's no such thing. But your safety is the most important thing, and you want to make that a priority. So being proactive about your safety, being aware of your surroundings, and hopefully you'll reduce the likelihood of becoming the victim of a crime. The psychology, the environment, does it favor you or the criminal? Are you comfortable in it? Know yourself and your limitations. Are you prepared if the time comes? Have a plan. Play the what if game. So if something were to happen, if a scenario were to happen, or if like a robbery were to occur, if someone were to harm you in any way, if you were to become the victim of a crime, think about these things. The environment. Are you comfortable? If you have that sixth sense and you kind of feel like something's off or you feel uncomfortable, then you should trust your instincts and trust your gut. Follow these steps. Be alert. You are an easier target for criminals if you are not paying attention to your surroundings. Be confident. Walk with a purpose. Look alert. And don't ignore your body. Like I said, trust those instincts and react to those feelings because there's a reason you're feeling that way. Criminals. Risk versus reward. So using techniques to increase the risk, if I could talk, using techniques to increase the risk for the criminal will reduce our chances of becoming a victim. So the risk is jail, the reward is money. So, for example, in the Mount Vernon district, we've been seeing a lot of theft of motor vehicle parts. So the parts of the vehicles that are being stolen. So airbags from the driver, from the steering wheel. We're also seeing tires and rims and catalytic converters. So the risk is they get caught and go to jail. The reward is they're selling off these parts to make money. So again, we're trying to use techniques for our own personal safety to increase the risk for the criminal. And we want to reduce the chance of becoming a victim. More aspects of personal safety. You have surveillance. Use it to your advantage. It helps during a criminal investigation and acts as a criminal deterrent. So if any criminal were to see surveillance, you have videos, or if you have security cameras, if you have a Ring security camera on your home, if you're shopping somewhere where you happen to have video surveillance, then that also helps in deterring a criminal act. You have your surroundings. You have your lighting. Are you in a secluded area? Are you in an overgrown area? Are there blind spots to where you're at? Those are all things you want to consider. And again, when you're being aware of your surroundings, you want to take all of that into consideration. Safety in numbers, whether you're with a friend, a group of friends, a known group, or a group of unknowns, like in a mall, etc., it is safer than being off by yourself. A predator is less likely to attack in a place where there may be many witnesses to identify them, or perhaps get them caught when they are committing the crime. All right, when you're in public, carry some means of communication. So nowadays, pretty much everyone has a phone, right? But it's important to remember that, especially if you're going on a quick walk in the neighborhood, you're like, oh, I won't need my phone. It's just gonna be a quick walk to, after dinner because it's nice outside. It's just always best to have that, because in case you want it and not want to, you'd rather have it and not need it than not have it and need it. So again, you're just going to want to have your phone with you just to be sure in case you need to call us in case there's an emergency. Does anyone know where you are or where when you will be back? Like if you say, hey, I'm going to go on a 2-mile walk or a 1-mile walk or on a run, and you have a designated time when you're planning on being back, letting someone know that you're out doing that. If you're approached by a suspicious person or a vehicle, what should you do? You should think about these things. Does what you are wearing or carrying make you a target? It depends also in the environment that you're in. So an example might be out in public somewhere where maybe you have like a nice designer bag. Someone might be like, oh, I want that bag, just in the bag in itself, and let alone the contents in the bag. So maybe you have your wallet and some personal documents in your purse or some jewelry in there. It's just things to be aware of and mindful of as when it comes to public safety and our own safety. Avoid carrying large sums of money. So in case there were to be something to happen, you want to avoid having large amounts of cash on your person. Wallets and purses, considerations for that. There's a lot of things that you could do. I know fanny packs are coming back in style. I have one as a new mom and they're very helpful, but something that, you can attach to your person versus just a regular purse, something that's a little closer to your body, a fanny pack, those satchel bags, so they're attached to your person, something that makes it a little harder for the criminal, because again, you're trying to reduce that opportunity for crime to occur. So, and always report suspicious activity. And a little later, I'll talk about that a little bit more. Just some general tips when it comes to parking lot safety. Are you using your door locks? Always make sure to lock your doors when you're leaving your car, and then also it's just a good habit to get into. Once you get into the car, lock the door, just because you might be looking down, connecting your phone to your car. If you have like Apple Play, like I do in my personal car, looking down, maybe putting your purse on in the other seat, checking your phone for anything, just things that, in case there were to be anyone around you, your door's locked, so you don't have to worry about it. Or if anything were to happen, you're safe in your car. You can always react and drive away in case anyone were to make you uncomfortable. But locking the door is very important. Is the parking lot well lit where you're going? Try to park near where there's lights that are actually working. Sometimes they have lights in parking lots, but the lights themselves are not working. So just being mindful of that. Again, at nighttime, you want to make sure that you're somewhere where it is well lit. It just makes, I know I feel better when I go to somewhere in a parking lot that has lights, because it makes you uncomfortable, and there's a reason for that if it is dark. Are your hands full when you're walking to your car? Are you being watched? Is the interior of the vehicle safe? Again, carry your cell phone. Don't sit around and wait in the parking lot. Wherever you're trying to go, just get from point A to point B. If you want to check your phone or do anything like that for an extended period of time, then just head on home or wherever you're going. And then that's where you can feel comfortable and safe to do that. Have your car serviced regularly. So make sure that you don't have any issues, and sometimes it's unavoidable where you're going to have some issues with your car. You can always call us for assistance if you felt uncomfortable, if there was someone around you making you feel uncomfortable while let's say you were on the side of the road and had an issue with your car, then absolutely, disabled motorists, we go to those calls all the time. So again, call us when you need us. Do you have an emergency pack in your car? Especially after the lovely snowstorm we had this past winter, where lots of people got stranded on 95. A lot of people probably didn't have those emergency packs in their cars. So just again, personal safety and being prepared for something. You would rather have it and not need it than not have it and need it again. So it's just little things to think of. Do you have roadside assistance? Another thing to think about. Other areas for heightened awareness. Sorry, I'm just moving something on my computer. Oop. So public or mass transportation. Since 9/11, we really never looked at public transportation or mass transit the same way. So when it comes to the metro and buses and the trains and airplanes and stuff, it's all just things that when you're out doing something like that, or if you're going to a big event like in Washington, D.C., if you're going to a big arena somewhere, it's all just things just from the history, even just from especially 9/11, but from between then and now, you think of all the attacks and other things that have happened at those places and just being aware of your surroundings. And again, back to that feeling, if something doesn't feel right, then something's probably up. ATMs, try to not go alone. Use ATMs that other people go to often, go to a well-lit area and go where you know there are cameras and witnesses, and also take into account the time of day that you're going. If you want other people around you, even just for a sense of security, that if something were to happen, you have witnesses near you. It just makes me think of the homicide that we had. I think it was this time last year, where a gentleman out in our Mason district was going to the ATM around 5 a.m. and it was an attempted robbery gone bad, where the suspect tried to or wanted to take money from him, and they didn't even get away with any money. They just shot the guy, and unfortunately he passed away, and it's just horrible. So again, not that he did anything wrong, it's just, you think of these things because unfortunately he was a victim of a crime, especially at a location like an ATM. So it's just, that heightened awareness and thinking of things that could happen, that what if, just getting in your head to try to think about that stuff. Jogging and walking. Jog with a partner. Avoid headphones which don't allow you to hear your surroundings. When jogging at night, wear reflective clothing and carry a flashlight. Again, if you have your phone with you in case you have an emergency or need anything on our end, or from the fire department and medic side too. So if you have an emergency, dial 911. You are not bothering us. We are here for you. So that is our purpose. We are here to answer emergencies and go to emergencies and respond to those. And you also have our non-emergency number. So if you want to report something, like if you've been a victim of a crime, but it may be some time lapse since the incident occurred, like 30 minutes or more, maybe an hour, or maybe you want to report some suspicious activity. So you may be a suspicious person or a suspicious car or a suspicious event in your community or in your neighborhood, or you saw something that was weird. You can call our non-emergency number. When in doubt, especially if it's a crime in progress, always dial 911. We are here for you. So you have 911 for an emergency, and our non-emergency number is 703-691-2131. And you should put that in your phone too. And wherever you're located throughout the county, each district station has a crime prevention unit, and we have these little keychains for your car keys that have the 911 on there, and it says crime prevention says dial 911 for an emergency, and then it has the non-emergency number right on your car keys. So if you want one of those, you can message me directly and we can set up a time for you to come by the Mount Vernon station to get one of those, or you can also just stop by any district station. They should have some of those as well. So help us help you. This is a guide to help you when you're calling police, because there's a lot that comes into it. And again, so a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to bother you, and they feel like it's not their issue is not a priority, but it absolutely is, even if it's something small, because we triage calls for service. It's definitely, if it's a problem for you, then it's a problem for us, and we want to help you with that. So calling to report. If you're the victim of a crime, witness to a crime, wish to report a suspicious person, vehicle, or event, again, or need police assistance in any other way, you can call our non-emergency number so an officer can assist you. sometimes in some instances, depending on what it is, you can have an officer, you can talk to them on the phone, or you can also do a CRS, it's community reporting system, which you can file online. Another great option is you can come to the police station. So if you don't want a police officer coming to your house, which I totally understand, you can come to wherever you're located, your closest Fairfax County Police District Station. So I'm at the Mount Vernon District Station, so that's why it says 2511 Parkers Lane, Alexandria, Virginia, 22306. And again, every police station is open 24/7. So if you need us for anything, then you can always walk into the lobby and then you will be assisted with whatever you need. And that is it. It's a quick little video just for the purpose of what the goal was for this. And again, I could always do a more elaborate in-depth presentation, which we can set something up. If you have any questions, concerns about what I talked about, if you wanted to connect with me, then by all means, please reach out to me. Email is best, just because, you know, very busy. So Katie, it's KATIE.Watts, WATTS at fairfaxcounty.gov. And you can also give me a call at my desk number. It's 703-277-2142. Email will probably be a little bit quicker of a reply since I always have my phone with me or my work cell phone. Again, just being aware of your surroundings. If something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't. And I always like to think I have a sixth sense, and usually I'm right with it. So again, just being aware of your surroundings and just think of scenarios. You know, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, thank you for having me. And again, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks. Have a good one.